You were supposed to be stronger than this.
Hello and welcome to episode 52 of Chet and John's Reassuringly Finite Gaming Playlist. My name is Chet Roivas, with me as usual is John Denton.
What's happening?
The format is the same as it has ever been. We've got two top 10 lists here. We're going to take it in turns to go through them. The number 10s are the games we've played the most, the least over the past 7 days. The number 1s are the two games that we've been playing the most. That's it, as I'm sure you're already aware. John, go.
All right, my number 10, poor show from me, is this game Year Walk again. I had every intention of playing through it, but I just didn't have time. I stuck it on briefly just before the podcast started. Do you remember me talking about it last week? It's the
Yes.
Simogo game on iPhone. They're really nicely done. I'm going to say papercraft style, horror, adventure. I think it's probably a good way of describing it. Very, very stylish. It's been getting rave reviews everywhere, basically. And I'm looking forward to finding a spare hour or two, however long it's going to take to get stuck into it. But even from what I've played, I can recommend it for $2.99, given the developers' history and track record of really good games and the reviews that have been going out there from reputable sources.
Yeah, it's a game I intended to buy and play this week, but I didn't get around to it. But I will endeavour to do that for next week. It's got like a 93 Metacritic score.
Yeah, it's done supremely well.
Yeah. Okay, my number 10 is a game called Sword and Hammer on the Xbox 360.
You know how to pick 'em.
It's an indie game. It was actually recommended by a listener on Twitter. And oh boy, it is quite a sight. I mean, it's rampagingly dog shit. The best way I can describe it is imagine if two young Eastern European men had a fascination with Lord of the Rings tried to remake Mad Dog McCree starring themselves and replaced gunplay with QuickTime events.
That sounds amazing.
I mean, it is quite a sight. I mean, unfortunately, it was when it came up and asked me if I wanted to pay, I was like, this could be the greatest 80 Microsoft points I've ever spent, and it could be, I am going to buy it eventually, I think. But it's just terrible. It's the same bit of footage repeated over, and someone steps out from a tree, press X, someone pulls an arrow at you, press Y. It's really badly encoded video, so it looks terrible. It's worth playing it just to fail a QTE, so one of the enemies gets you in a headlock, and then it goes in slow motion and you're hammering a button for about 15 seconds, and the badly mixed sound, terrible recording just repeated of a guy going I mean, it's unreal. It's one of those games that's if it lives up to its potential, it could be as joyously terrible as Mad Dog McCree. So I will get it at some point.
What's it called again?
Sword and Hammer. Just get the trial.
Yeah, Arm and Hammer. I'm in. Number 9 for me is God of War HD on PlayStation Plus today, which is Wednesday. They put up the first God of War HD from the collection as a freebie download. So I'd intended to download it and play a good chunk of it, but it took all day to download 9 gigs and then another hour or so, 40 minutes to install. So I only just got to do the very beginning. And God of War's amazing. I hadn't played the HD collection. I haven't played God of War 1 since it came out. 8 years ago, something like that. And it holds up really well, looks nice in HD. The combat's still fun. I literally only played like 15 minutes of it, but I'm tempted to get back through it, although I know what happens towards the end when it turns to utter shit, so I doubt I will. But I might play through the first few hours because they're so good.
It turns to utter shit at the end? I don't remember that.
I don't know, maybe they changed it for the HD collection, but you go down into Hades and you have to jump over these like twisty bits, poles. They're spinning poles with spikes on. It's just the kind of thing that would never be in a game these days. Just frustrating, pad-tearingly shit bit of design. And then a bit where you have to hug your family while there's a fight going on. Just stuff. Yeah, it would never be in a game these days. And maybe they changed it for the HD collection. I don't know. But the thought of doing that again makes me want to pull my own teeth out.
Okay. Right, fair enough. But you are going to continue with it, aren't you?
I'm definitely going to play the first few hours of it. Because up until the bit where you blow the giant horn and then you go into the big temple. Sorry, there's spoilers if you haven't played this game, but all that stuff's amazing.
Yeah, true.
I love that world so much. I think it's a brilliant world.
Genuine. Okay. Okay, my number 9 is a game called Time Trax on the Super Nintendo, of all things.
What?
Yeah, I was back at my dad's place, and my little brother had dug out our old SNES with all of the games. Have you ever played Time Trax?
Time Trax? No, I don't know, but I want to play on a SNES.
Yeah, it came out a lot. I mean, obviously, it came out a long time ago, but it's one of those games that I think. It wasn't available to buy here, but for some reason we bought a second-hand copy from a Blockbuster or something like that. It was a game that not a lot of people knew about or I hadn't heard about, and I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. And if I'm probably very, very mistaken, but I think this is one of the first instances where you could slow down time. It's a side-scrolling shooter, and you can you have this sort of gauge that allows you to slow down time briefly, and it blew my mind when I was a kid. I mean, I'm not sure if it's the first time it was done. I mean, it's wicked to see it again. It's brutally difficult, like all games of that era, and it looks quite good for a 16-bit game. The opening's really bizarre. It goes into all of this detail about the character that you play and the invention of time stalling, which is what they call the slow-mo, how much of a patriot he is and how he admires the US Marshals, and then he loses his confidence because Crook's discovered. I mean, it's like so needless and you can't skip it, but charming at the same time. But yeah, it was fascinating to see it again.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've never heard of that. I don't think I've heard of it. It certainly doesn't ring any bells.
No, because I remember I was like, Time Trax, and everyone was just like, I've never even heard of it. I don't even think the SNES magazines at the time had reviews of it. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a really obscure find, but I absolutely loved it. And it's still, I haven't got the patience to go through it because it's so difficult, but it's cool to see it again.
Yeah, well, all those games do hold up pretty well, the 16-bit stuff, definitely.
They do, yeah.
Talking of which, my number 8 is definitely an homage to that stuff. It's the new Castlevania on 3DS. I think it's Lords of Shadow. I don't know what it's called, actually. The new one on 3DS is made by the people that make the main one on the 360, the Spanish people, Mercury Steam. Yeah. The demo of it is on the eShop now.
Oh.
Quite nice, nice looking sort of 3D graphics, but 2D playing. The 3D effects quite good. I haven't played a huge amount of it, but it's sort of whipping things, blocking, dodging, and then it seems like there's platforming, exploration, classic Castlevania stuff. I'm not someone who's massively au fait with Castlevania. It's not a game that I played when I was a kid. It's not a series that I got into when I was young, and so I don't have that kind of nostalgia for it. And I didn't like the Lords of Shadow game on 360. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even a lot of people raved about it. I just didn't feel it. But this seems cool. Whether or not I'd play the whole thing, I don't know. But definitely worth checking out a demo if you've got 3DS. See if it's your cup of tea.
Yeah, I do like I used to play those games quite a bit, and I do like the 2D ones over the 3D ones. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about those games that there seems like there was too many, and there's too much lore, and it's all broken up, and then there's different. It just becomes a bit of a pain in the neck that you have no idea what the hell's going on. But they're normally very well made. I think I played that a little while ago at a Nintendo thing. But yeah, it's I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah, it definitely seemed nice. It's the type of game that I'd quite happily pay a tenner for, I think, but at 30 odd quid, it's a tough sell.
Yeah.
But definitely check out the demo.
I had no idea it was on there. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, my number 8 is another Super Nintendo game. It is
Sweet.
The Lawnmower Man.
Oh my god.
Did you play it?
Yeah, I rented that from a shop. Could go on. Yeah.
Well, did you like it at the time?
No, I think this was one of the earliest examples of thinking a game was terrible.
Wow.
For me.
Yeah, when I was young, for some reason, I had this fascination with the idea that the greatest thing a game could do was be different kinds of game. Like, I remember being so excited. Did you ever? I take it hardly anyone played this. The Adventures of Bayou Billy on the NES.
No, because I never had a NES.
Oh right, okay. It was half.
But actually, I have played that game. I have actually played that game, but I didn't have it.
So it was like a platformer sort of thing, and then light gun game.
Light gun game, yeah.
Neither works. It was a fucking abomination. But the Lawnmower Man, I used to love it so much, and my friends were like, you're off your fucking tree. I thought it was the gold standard. I was like, it's this, and it's absolute tripe. It looks like an Amiga game for one thing. It's a side-scrolling shooter. The enemies take too many bullets. The controls are really pernickety, and it just generally looks quite rubbish. And then you sort of, I don't know if you know what the hell the story's trying to do, but then you go into these first-person sort of virtual reality bits where you're flying. Again, the controls are awful. It looks like shit. I remember at the time it looked amazing, but it's just scrappy nonsense that just I thought was great back in the day, and it just really isn't. No,
I remember it being shit. I remember those bits like giving you a headache as well when you fly, the 3D bits.
I just thought it was cool. I was like, wow, man, it's like this is the future. Thank God it's not.
Damn. It's a nostalgia trip, though. That's cool.
It was cool. Yeah, that was fun.
My number 7, I won't spend long on at all. It's that Darts Night game on the iPhone. I can't stop playing it. I must give a shout out to the listener Sam, who was very kind to send me a darts game on the DS, which I haven't had a chance to play yet. But yeah, that's very, very nice of you. But yeah, Darts Night, it's free. I like it. Don't need to talk about it.
Cool. Okay, my number 7 is a game called Up in Flames on iOS. It's a Chilingo game. If you're listening to the podcast on the day it comes out on the Friday the 28th, what's the Friday? Whatever it is.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Then it's out today. It's brand new. Here's my review. It's Angry Birds. It's just Angry Birds. Instead of Angry Birds, you're dragons. Instead of the pigs, you've got wolves and dogs. And you're not throwing birds, you're breathing fireballs. But it's exactly the same. What can you say? It is literally a carbon copy of Angry Birds. The only thing that's bizarre about it is that because you're hurling fireballs and at dogs who are supposed to be sort of kidnapping your friends, the fireballs hit the dogs and the wolves, and they let out this really horrible yelp as they burn to death. So it's like, what?
It sounds unpleasant.
Well, I mean, it's too brief and sort of, it's all cartoony and looks all sweet and stuff. But I mean, I was just like, why am I listening to that? It's like that's a little bit much. I mean, if you're an emo 12-year-old and Angry Birds is too kiddie for you, then rock out to the sound of those dogs dying, I guess. 69p. I mean, if you really are pining for more Angry Birds, this is more Angry Birds. It's just,
yeah. I don't have anything to say.
I didn't do I.
No.
Yeah, nothing.
My number 6 is Bomber Mine on the internet. Today there was articles about this. It's a 1,000-player per server MMO version of Bomberman, and I lost way too much time today when I should have been working playing it. It works in a browser. It's Bomberman, but it's fucking massive, and there's millions of players. 1,000. It is a little bit laggy. There's nothing to say about the gameplay. It is Bomberman on a massive map, but it's still just as fun to trap some twat doing a couple of bombs and then run off. Keeps a running tally of how many kills and deaths you got and puts you in a leaderboard. I was in the top 30 for most of it, so I felt pretty good about myself. It's got power-ups, it's got things to blow up, it's got people. It's good. Did you play it? Just type in Bombermine into Google, mine as in Minecraft, and you'll find it.
Is it one of does it model itself on the more recent Bomberman games where they just had loads of inexplicable power-ups that you never knew what they did and stuff like that? Or is it just the old school sort of walk fast?
It seems just the old school power-ups, the kick the bomb, more power, faster running, all that shit.
Okay. I might have a look at that. That sounds interesting at the very least.
It's fun as hell. It's a good way to kill some time. And you just play it on the web, so it's in the browser.
Cool. Okay, cool. All right, my number 6 is a game called Pester on the Xbox 360. It's an indie game. Funny enough, the weirdest thing happened. I was just looking at it on the indie game menu, and I was just like, I'll download that. And then we got an email from the guy who made it saying, would you like to a review code? And I was like, yeah, sweet, wicked. It's right up my street. It's a very, very effective retro-style vertical scrolling shooter. It's modelled to look like an old arcade game, so there's the arcade cabinet sides and there's optional scan lines you can have on the image and stuff.
Okay.
The best thing you can say about it is that, like all great shooters, the controls are perfect. It's slippery. Slippery is the best way I can describe it. You can sort of bob and weave in and out of absolute chaos sort of relatively easily, and it looks like a sort of pre-NES maybe. I mean, they're sort of kind of Atari pixely graphics, but there's so much going on screen that it could never have existed back then. It's really good. I mean, there's also loads of it. I mean, it's 80 Microsoft points, and there's loads of you can change loads of variables. You can reverse the controls, turn on and off particle physics and stuff. There's sort of mocked up achievements. There's duo mode where you can play 2 ships on screen, one thumbstick each, which is like complete headfuck, but really, really entertaining. It's really good. The only thing that's really wrong with it is it's too goddamn difficult. I mean, I like games like this, and I like the fact that they're difficult, but there's all these extra modes, loads of new gameplay modes, but you can only unlock them after you've got 40,000 points on the main sort of central the story mode is the wrong word, but the arcade mode.
Yeah.
And that I played it a lot. I mean, that's the thing. It's very, very Moorish. I mean, I kept saying, "I have one more," and it's it's like all great shooters. It's incredibly Moorish. But I couldn't get near the 40,000 points. I mean, I know if you fork out for a game, you will persevere, and shooter fans love that. So it might not be. It might be less of a problem for some. But I was just kept getting knocked back. I'm going to go back to it, but I kept getting knocked down. And in terms of presentation, there's a few enemies that I don't know whether this was done deliberately, so that when you hit enemies, it kind of flickers like it used to on old arcade cabinets. And on this, it kind of felt like they weren't absorbing the damage. So I might be wrong about that. Also, by and large, very good. I mean, it's just if you like, for 80 points and the amount of stuff is really, really sort of They've added a hell of a lot of stuff when they didn't necessarily need to, which is good. I will go back to it. At this point, it does seem like it's a little bit too difficult, but I'll speak about it next week.
Pester, was it?
Pester, that's right. Yeah, cool. Definitely look at the trial.
Pesto. Sweet. Number 5 for me. Number five is DMC Devil May Cry. The Bloody Palace mode has come out, which is 100 floors of violence, basically. It's one of those things that should have been on the disc, but they've released it as a free download, so no problems there. And it's actually quite a good idea because it would have stopped people from trading in, I would have thought, knowing that that's coming and you don't have to pay for it. And it's as good as you'd expect. It's just ruckus, just DMC. I enjoy the combat in that game a lot. I got to the point where, having gone through the game 2 and a bit times, I was happy probably just to fight now. I don't need to go through the story again and the cutscenes, and I'm not going to find all the secret stuff. I don't have time. But just the thought of improving my skills in the combat is fun, and Bloody Palace is good. I'm definitely going to keep hold of the game. I know the Virgil DLC is coming out maybe later in March, I think, which looks cool as well. And I want to support that game because I really like it, and it didn't do as well as it should have, even though it's done pretty well, I think, relatively speaking, in terms of overall game sales of all time. But I definitely want to support that game.
Yeah, as do I. I hadn't even heard about this. So when you say it's 100 floors, is it just like it gets harder as you go up?
Yeah, I think the mode has basically been in all of the DMCs, certainly 3 and 4, and maybe the earlier ones as well. But yeah, just level after level of increasingly difficult and varied enemies in a fairly just a bland arena with kind of swirly shit in the background.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just all about the combat and stripping away everything else.
Okay. Well, any excuse to get back on it. I had no idea that existed. I'll check that out, definitely. Okay, my number 5 is Tank on the Nintendo Wii U.
That's what I meant to download. This is free to play now, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you haven't played it at all?
I've meant to for the podcast. I remember it. Someone mentioned that it was out, but I forgot to download it.
So it's gone free to play. Not the whole thing. You have to pay if you want all of the modes and the single player mode. Actually, it's really shitty about the way that it does the single player, because you can go into the single player, customise everything, put your photograph up there, do all the stuff, and then it says this is not available. You have to buy the whole game. It's like, why did you make me jump through hoops if the fucking mode wasn't here? So you were able to go. The game forces you to sort of back all the way back to the main menu, which just seemed really quite needlessly irritating. Have you even seen what it looks like?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, when the Wii U first came out, I kind of cast my eye over every single game, and it looked okay, but it looked like one of those games that I'd probably be a bit pumped for because it's a new console and all that sort of stuff. But then when I actually got round to playing it, I'd be like, why on earth am I playing this when I could be playing fucking Skyrim or something,
Yeah. Well, I have to say that it is actually pretty damn good, but it's you control it. You only ever need the D-pad and one button. That's it. It's just a party game, and it owes a huge debt to Earth Defense Force. So I mean, you're these little tanks driving around, and everything's destructible. So you can just hammer one bullet will just completely destroy a building, which is as satisfying as it was in EDF. It looks. I love the way it looks. Just really bright and really appealing. And the modes that are on offer are all multiplayer. So it's team, tanks versus tanks, or all of you against like a massive. Like dragon. There's not many modes available. Sorry, not many modes. There's not many sort of maps. So if you want to play it more than once, you're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. Like I said, it's literally it's as simple as can possibly be, and anyone can play it, and that's part of what the appeal is, I think. Because I was playing it, and every time you get killed by someone, their picture comes up Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And it's quite cool because you get completely and utterly screwed, and then like this smiling little girl, adorable child, you like fucking cow. But it's it's really nice. I mean, I don't know if I'd have been massively thrilled if I'd have paid full whack for it, but then again, I don't know what the additional modes are that you have to pay for.
There's one where you're a giant gorilla called My Kong mode, which is supposed to be the business.
Oh, okay.
And that's supposed to be like the killer mode, but that's one of the ones you have to pay for, I think.
Yeah. It's very fun. It kind of partially it feels like something that might be on Nintendo Land or a compilation of mini games, because it doesn't. I mean, there's not a hell of a lot of fun you can have with it. Although it is massively satisfying when you kill someone from range with this massive bomb that you can sometimes pick up. It's very good. It's just it's the kind of a perfect example of a game that you can play with kids. It's split screen multiplayer in that. I think it's good. I mean, if you have a Nintendo Wii U, at least download the trial.
I meant to get the free version, like I said, but I forgot. Needed an excuse and a reason to put on the Wii U again, as well as I need to complete Zombie U because that's just an atrocious oversight on my part. But I will get that out, and hopefully that will encourage me to play Zombie U as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's impressive. It's a 3D action game, and all you need is a D-pad and one button. That in itself is quite impressive.
Can you play it just on the gamepad?
Yes, you can. Actually, that's the only thing that's wrong with it. It doesn't really utilise the gamepad at all. It could be on any platform.
Right.
The only cool thing is that as I said, you take a picture of yourself with like a comedy moustache added on, you forget how powerful those cameras are. They're actually pretty good cameras on the Wii U gamepad. But yeah, apart from that, you can play the whole thing on the gamepad. No worries.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll get that definitely. Cool. My number 4 is a game called 4 Pics, 1 Word, which isn't as dodgy as it sounds. It is a very, very simple iPhone game that I spent too long playing. 4 pictures come up, and they all have something in common, and you have to type in what that thing is. So it might be like 4 things that have the sun in it, and the thing is summer. It's barely a game. It's just one of those apps. But to be honest, my overall playtime this week has been low, so this is high up because I played it more than the other games. But it's free. I would recommend it if you're bored and that's what you want to do. It's not going to change anyone's life. Okay, 4 Pics, 1 Word. That's the one. Okay. Doesn't sound like my bag, but no, don't play it. No, definitely don't play it. Okay. Okay, my number 4 is Mag on the PlayStation 3. Why? Well, I there's Uncharted 3 multiplayer went free to play. I thought it happened today. It was reported today, Wednesday. This afternoon it did come up. Oh, it did, because when I turned my PlayStation on, there was nothing. I think it's just for PlayStation Plus. Oh, is that right? Okay, it didn't say that. Every article I read never mentioned that. Okay, well, never mind. But I turned my PlayStation on, I was like, I might as well play something, and I saw Mag, and I was like, damn. I just out of curiosity to see if people were still playing it, and they were. It's probably the game that I've spent the most time playing on the PlayStation 3. I absolutely loved it, and I jumped into a couple of games, and it's still really good. I mean, it's aged badly in terms of visuals. I mean, the weird effect that they put on the trees, the light hitting the trees, and it looks terrible. But it works really well. And being in a game with so many people. I mean, I just did a couple of death matches, and then I did sabotage mode. And I still really think it's a really good game. It's one of the only first-person shooters that I think feels really, really good on a DualShock, and obviously it's an exclusive, so that's not a surprise. It's having played so much Battlefield, going back to this, it's a completely different experience. The fact that you can't spawn on teammates, which has become such a massive part of tactical play in Battlefield, is not there. I really like the head-banging electronic music that comes and goes seemingly at random. And it's just nice to see people still playing it. It's a game I absolutely love, and it's if only it could have been like cross-platform, every platform. That would be great. I mean, it is dated, but it was cool to play it again. I really did enjoy it. I will forever dislike that game because this is the game that you convinced me to spend money on the PlayStation 3 headset for. Yeah, I've still got that. And I used it for once for that, and then I tried to use it again when I reviewed Starhawk, but it didn't work. And that's it. So that's the only times I've ever used that thing. Very nice piece of kit, but just unnecessary expenditure. And I didn't like the game. I thought it was too grey, it looked ugly, I didn't get what I was doing, but as I've said many times, nowhere near as much of a fan of that genre as you. Yeah. But you seem to enjoy it. But I'm amazed that people are still playing it.
So am I. It was a complete surprise. But they've brought out DLC, which must have happened ages ago because the last sort of update was like in 2010, I think. I might be wrong about that as well. The menus at the beginning are very confusing. But I thought that game just... I like it. It's a lot of it is down to how many people are in a game, which is not something you ever see. And if you've got your head screwed on, you can have some absolutely superb. Like I had a great game today. Everyone was sort of on the ball and stuff. It's good. It never got its day in court, and I think it was quite special. But it's
not for me.
It's no Battlefield,
No, of course, Mag. Never thought I'd think about that game again. My number 3 is Assassin's Creed 3. Went back to it, still not played that much. It's been a poor week, I will admit. Still enjoying it. It's kind of hard with all the PlayStation 4 stuff that came out last week to then go into a 360 open world game, which I was loving how it looked when I first started. But after seeing Watch Dogs at the PS4 and then going back to this, I just want a PS4. I want this game, but on a PS4. But yeah, I do like it. Did a mission where you have to shoot a bunch of guys, which to be honest was rubbish, but I'll let it off. I'm enjoying it more than the other Assassin's Creed games because I think what everyone loves about those games I actually don't like. And I like the character that you play as that's not Connor Haytham. And I'm hearing that you play as his dad in this new one that's been leaked today, the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen anything about it. I've heard people talking about... so it's Connor's dad or...
Haytham's dad.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah, and it's all about... Well, you're a pirate, I think, so it's all about going around the Caribbean on the naval battles on the boats.
Yeah, what a god! It's so smart of them to have done that because if it means more naval battles, have you done it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay,
I haven't had time, but that will happen, and I'll be excited. I'm sure because they looked amazing, and everyone says they're amazing. So 4 sounds cool. If I like the naval battles, I think I'll be into 4, definitely. And I wouldn't be surprised if that did make it. Well, that will definitely come out on PS4 and whatever the new Xbox is. So it'll look lovely. Not that this doesn't look good, but it's got to. Now I've seen it, I can't go back. Same with every generation.
Are you not going to play it anymore?
Oh yeah, no, I am. I mean, now I've seen the next generation. It's tough to go back to the current one, especially in because the Watch Dogs engine, I assume, is based on the Assassin's Creed engine. You can see little foibles that look the same. It just looks so much nicer in that video. But definitely Assassin's Creed 3 seems like such a sprawling game. I know it is such a sprawling game that it's going to be tough for me to come to any sort of judgment, but I'm amazed I've got this far, to be honest, considering especially how much I disliked Revelations. That just made me feel, the game just makes you feel tired straight away when you're playing it. Just your shoulders slump. That's what Revelations did to me within minutes. This hasn't done that at all. So I'll be intrigued to see how far I get. Definitely.
Okay, fair enough. I hope you persevere and get to the end, although I know that's massively unlikely.
It's very long.
Yeah. Well, just to ignore the side missions, for God's sake.
Yeah, no, but you don't need to do them to level up your character enough to be able to do the main shit.
No, and there's homesteading and stuff. You can ignore all of that. You can ignore the naval missions altogether as well if you want. I mean, I don't know why you do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. My number 3 is Bleed on the Xbox 360.
Oh yeah.
I spoke about it last week. I downloaded the trial and liked it so much, and I just hoped that the game would live up to it. It's made me realise that on this podcast I say too often, just download it. Free trial, just download it. Really good iOS game and it's free, just download it. But I can't stress how much, if you have any affection for action games, you have to just download Bleed. It's on the Xbox Live Indie Game Space, and it's also available on PC. At least download the trial. I contacted the guy that made it. It's a one-man band in Canada, Boot Disc Revolution. He very kindly sent me a code for the full game, and it's whatever you want from an action game. At the top of the list should be just relentless ideas. And they just come so thick and fast. I mean, as I said last week, I'd seen on his Twitter that he'd said that his inspiration for it was things like Beautiful Joe and Ikaruga and Max Payne. I mean, if I could sort of sum it up, in terms of difficulty, it's on a par with Ikaruga because it is brutal. You will die loads. But in that brilliant way where you think, I mean, a couple of times I thought, that's a ridiculous difficulty spike. I'm never going to get past that. And then you breeze past it the next time. So by the time you get to the end of it, you're just like, I want to go through it again on hard. and it's not too long. It's the perfect length. It's all quality over quantity. Just some of the ideas you see. There's this great bit where you're being chased by. Have you seen it running?
No, not at all.
It looks like it's 16-bit. It kind of looks like that Scott Pilgrim game that came out fairly recently. And actually, there's a weird symmetry there because the story is about this girl who's going and killing off all of these people on a list that she makes, and there's kind of symmetry there, and No More Heroes as well. Actually, there's similarities. But yeah, you can slow down time, and there's a triple jump move which you can almost fly in slow motion, and the amount of things that it enables you to do. But for example, there's one bit where you're outrunning all these things that are running at you from the left, and all the doors that you're running towards have switches in weird places that you have to jump up in slow motion and then shoot whilst also escaping.
Right.
Brilliant. There's this bit where you're descending into this dragon's stomach, and you have to sort of get there before the floor go so the top of the screen. Basically, every time every new level, there's something new. It's not just the same old thing. But the gunplay is just incredibly satisfying on its own, and pulling off. It's like any great action game. When you pull off some of the stuff, when you use all of the elements in tandem with each other or on their own, some of the stuff you can pull off. It's exhilarating. It really is. And there's the systems are there's a very unintrusive upgrade system. Which you can totally ignore if you want to, although you can buy different guns which totally change the game. You have to make sure that you never totally deplete all of your slow-mo energy, because if you totally deplete it, there's several seconds where you can't use it, and you're constantly using it. It's mapped to one of the triggers along with shoot, and it's frenzied. But it is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to put a video up on our YouTube channel just so people can have a look at it, because it really is something incredibly special. So just at the very least, take a look at the Troll, and it's got the loveliest ending in history as well.
Man, that sounds good. Is it 80 points?
No, it's not. It's 400.
Okay.
But it's worth every damn penny, and I'm going to play it again probably tomorrow because it's that good. I'm sure there's a trial on PC. I don't know how. I don't play games on PC, so I'm not 100% certain. But it's a cut above. What game was it that got Microsoft sort of saw, and then they sort of bumped it up to being an arcade game rather than an indie?
The dishwasher.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that won like a prize or an award or something.
All right. How this has not had the same thing happen to it is just completely and utterly bizarre, because it's clever and it's just thrilling. It's a really thrilling game. If it had been, it came out last year, if I'd have played it last year, it would have made the cut in my top 20 games of the year.
Blimey. Right, I'm definitely downloading this trial straight away.
It's spectacularly good and charming and just, fucking great.
Damn. Yeah. Bleed,
get on
cool.
it.
That sounds wicked. From the sublime to the ridiculous, number 2, Aliens Colonial Marines, as your opponent's calling it. I gave up, mate. I gave up. The humour left me. I put it back on. I started laughing again. Just thinking about the way the aliens walk up to you, it does make me laugh every single time. But then I got to the sewers, and I just it just made me feel sick. It was so shit. The old man kept walking, and you have to stand still like it's a T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Talking of which, how did they ever know that a T-Rex couldn't see things when it was stood still? How the fuck would they ever know that from bones? I always thought that was shit. Anyway, the stupid old man aliens, and I just kept getting blown up by them because I did not have the patience to do what the game was asking me to do. And then I was just looking at the box in my cupboard, and I was like, you fucking cretin, turn this off immediately. I've given up. I'm not going to get to the end. Fuck that game.
Yeah, it is quite short. So you haven't even seen that brilliant bit where you have no ammo for your guns for like an hour? Almost.
Oh no, I'd rather fucking go and work for Timegate. I don't want to play it anymore. That first level, I did genuinely laugh solidly for about an hour. So I'm glad that happened. But now I know, cut my losses. The fun's over. The excitement surrounding that game is turning into actual malcontent, as it should be. And I'm part of that, so I'm done. Back to the shop with you.
Well, we could always try it on co-op.
I forgot you even did co-op. That bit where you have to pick up the gun, you have to go and get the fucking sentry gun, and then just walk it to the place where there's the blue. Why? Why?
Yeah.
And then all the aliens come in, and then one just stood in front of me, staring at me while I shot it. Yeah.
It's good. It's a high quality product. Make no mistake.
Yeah. God, all the stuff that's coming out about it's fascinating. I really hope it does all get pulled together in a truly good story one day. I'm sure if I even stepped on it, I'd end up fucking libeling myself into a hole and going to prison. So I'm not going to touch it. But what a fucking mess. Mm-hmm. It's going to go down as one of the all-time classic fuck-ups, I think, with up there with E.T. and things like that.
I mean, I never played Duke Nukem Forever, but I can't imagine it can be too much worse than this.
Surely not. I've seen footage of it and it doesn't look worse than... It looks like a game, at least. Like a game that can actually come out.
Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, well, I won't be going back to that either.
No, dog shit, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, my number 2 is Crysis 3. I finished it. I still, everything stands that I said last week. I think it's a very, very good game. Crytek have made a very, very solid product. It's unfortunate that it bears so much resemblance to the past games. It's impossible to get too excited about it, even though I admired almost everything that it did. And Crytek are actually really good, demonstrated best by this game rather than Crysis 2, that they're really, really adept at gently guiding you in the right direction, sort of the way Bungie do. Because there's no collectibles, if you don't feel like you have to double back and check if you've missed anything. You just go with the flow. So you get sort of swept up in the story and you don't know whether you're going. I mean, that's really effective for the kind of game that it is. It's an impressive port as well. I mean, I haven't seen much of the PC version running, but it is superior, obviously. The Xbox 360 one does a great job of replicating that. There are some frame rate issues sort of towards the end, especially when you're in the vehicles. But by and large, they've done a great job. I mean, it does look incredible for a 360 game. Almost, although not quite, on a par with Halo 4. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a terrific action game. It just is a damn shame that it doesn't do enough to stand out. And it is... The Crysis series is... I mean, it's humourless to... I mean, most video games are humourless, but it takes itself very, very seriously, which can be quite exhausting.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything that you've said. There are a couple of bosses towards the back end of the game which ain't great, but they don't spoil it. I haven't seen it running on Xbox, but yeah, it does look ridiculous on PC, and it's definitely the game du jour at the moment for people showing off their graphics card tech and stuff on Reddit and things. People are enjoying the pock marks on Psycho's face and the grass textures and things like that, and that's cool because it does look bloody nice. They've got good art. It's not just the resolution as well. They've got good artists and a good eye for sweeping vistas and things. Their art team over there. But it's one of those games that's just kind of gonna come and go, I think, and do a perfectly good job, like a sort of good thriller that comes to the cinema and does its job, and then you never think about it again until you might see it on TV 5 years later. Yeah.
No, you're probably right. I mean, I could have done. I remember feeling just kind of knackered at the end. It was just like, I mean, a wisecrack wouldn't have gone amiss. I mean, I'm not saying whether he does or he doesn't, but if Prophet died at the end of Crysis 3, you'd want the bad guys to turn and say this is now a non-profit organisation. I mean, anything, just a little bit of a gag, a little wisecrack, because everything's so goddamn serious throughout it. It's just kind of like, oof.
If the Alpha Seth turned around and said that would be one of the best games ever.
Yeah. See, that's what people want. Dad jokes.
Just completely undermine the fiction that they brought up for 3 games for a crap joke. I'd be up for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's good though. I'm sure it seems to have done quite well. I think that series has got enough punch that it's got enough of a following. That it's not going to fall foul of some of the stuff that's happened to games at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure it probably won't sell as well as Crysis 2, because that just seems to be the way things are going.
Indeed.
But cool. A game that, according to Hideo Kojima, has sold quite well is my number 1, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Going back through it on hard mode. Seeing footage of people playing on Revengeance mode and very hard mode appearing on YouTube already, which just makes me feel embarrassed, especially as I've played this game a month before most people. It's great to see that the game has that ability to be played at this higher level that I'm seeing online. I knew it did, but it's cool to actually have that confirmed by the high level players. And I still really, really like it. Superb combat. Thrilling. There's loads of people in reviews talking about the camera. I must say, I mean, I have to be completely honest, I just didn't have a problem with it, to the point where there's not even a mention of it in my review, the camera. It just wasn't an issue didn't think about it. Looking back, I guess it did spin around a bit in the sewers, but I just used lock-on, and there were enough audio cues to know when to parry, and it just didn't. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it, but totally, it does seem to be a problem for a lot of people. And yeah, it's been such a killer year so far for action games, these kind of combat action, brawler, whatever you want to call them, types of games with DMC this, and then I can't talk about the rest, but it's going to be a good year for this type of game.
Yeah, already is. Yeah, it's my number one as well. I finally got
cool.
it. I think I'm pretty sure I'm approaching the finale again, but I haven't done this final boss that you spoke about last week. It's really quite something. I mean, Platinum and Kojima was always going to be a little bit mental, but I wasn't quite prepared for just how off the fucking hinges it is. And genuinely funny. I mean, it's in that kind of brilliant way where I don't know whether it's deliberately funny. I don't know whether something's been lost in translation. It's just, but completely mad. And mad in a game that, mad in a way that, nothing else really is. It's a quintessential video game. It's the kind of thing that reminded me of the PS2 era, because back then there were so many games that, I was a gamer, but I'd see people playing PS2 games and I'd be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Just completely everything about it to certain people would just make no sense at all. And that's brilliant. I also like how it doesn't spell things out for you. The process of playing through it the first time, the whole time I've been playing, I'm like, I can't wait to play this on hard so I can redo that bit knowing exactly what's happening. I mean, I didn't quite understand the secondary weapon thing. That wasn't very well explained, I think deliberately. It didn't tell you there was a lock-on, because there was a part where I was like, it seems a little bit bizarre that there's no lock-on, but then I discovered it and I was like, right, okay, and then you start to re-strategize and everything changes. And then there's those three-armed enemies, these little scurrying little enemies which sort of come at you quite fast, and they can offer, they're
the little dwarf geckos, they're in Metal Gear 4 as well, those little guys.
Oh right, okay. At first I thought that's no fun and really irritating to fight them, but then you start realising that just forces you to use your radar. And again, as I progressed, it was just like there were no problem. And I just felt like I was constantly learning things. So when I go back, I'm just going to absolutely smash it. I like the fact that it sometimes says you can do this stealthily if you want. I never did that because why would you?
Yeah.
There is too much plot. I mean,
but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean that's to be expected, I suppose. But the breaks. I mean, in Metal Gear Solid games, it's slightly less problematic, I think, because those games are a bit more measured in pace and stuff. But when you've had a massively superb boss fight and then you sort of 10 minutes of cutscenes, it's a bit much. But it's not as egregious as, say, Metal Gear 4 with its 2-hour cutscenes and things. So, no way. It's just it's completely off its own. It's crazy. Did that street urchin kid George?
Yeah.
Beyond bizarre.
Absolutely bizarre, but it is very. They managed to nail the Metal Gearness of it as well. All the pontification on the, the meaning of war and the soldier and all that stuff is sort of threaded through Metal Gear. I mean, Metal Gear is completely eccentric and esoteric in a way that couldn't exist in anything else. And people have talked about a Metal Gear movie so many times. I mean, how the fuck could you ever make a movie of something this weird? But they managed to nail all of that. And if you were to explain it to someone, completely like you said, he doesn't play video games and never did, they'd think you're off your fucking rocker. And I'm not talking about the bits where he runs down the side of a building or, people get that. People get riding on a missile and all that stuff, it's that sort of stuff that's really weird. But you like that, you into the combat.
Love it. I mean, but again, it's the process of learning that's made it so rewarding, because it reminded me of Vanquish, because after a while you just felt like there was all of this chaos, which is so daunting when you first see it, and you're just like, I can't. And then when you start to be able to when you get your first S rank, when there's so much going on, it's just like, I love it. Yeah.
I got my first one where you get into, I think it's either a bank or the bottom floor or something. It looks like the bottom floor of a bank. I don't think it is a bank. And that's where I hit my first S rank when everything's kicking off. And I felt like an absolute boss. Yeah. But did you get the feeling when you were playing it, and I had this in Vanquish as well, that the whole time I was playing it until sort of maybe the final quarter, I was thinking, am I doing this right? Is this the way this is supposed to be done? Because they definitely had that in Vanquish. And then And now I'm thinking, oh no, I get it now. I'm using the secondary weapons right. I understand which ones to use. I can't wait to go back through it again. And now I'm going through it again, and I do feel like I know what I'm doing, but I still feel that there's so much to learn. I feel like I've only got my blue belt or my purple belt. There's still a long way to go.
But I think that's what's great about it, because it will keep on giving. I'm sure
totally.
I expect to learn more about how it works later, but I mean, I'm already itching to finish it so I can go back and ace stuff that I didn't quite get my head around the first time. I like it. Platinum have their priorities right. They don't make long games, but everything is of a very, very high standard, and in terms of presentation as well. It's so busy visually, crazily busy. And the only performance issues, the frame rate dipped a couple of times, but only when you were walking down and that sort of digital chat display came up and you were talking to somebody. All of the other madness that goes on, that didn't.
No, solid 60 frames a second.
Yeah, it's crazily impressive. And just I just love how deranged it is. There's loads. There is an upgrade system. It's not imposing or anything. It's very, very straightforward. But I saved up all my points, and I'm now playing through the game with the sombrero outfit.
Sweet.
Because that's just that's
it had to be done.
Exactly. But it's pretty damn marvellous, and I can't wait to play it some more.
Have you got to? I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it, but there's a boss that's kind of pink and it has a really extendy weapon, and you can get that weapon after.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well,
amazing boss fight, amazing weapon.
Oh, is it? Have you used the weapon? I didn't know what it is.
Yeah. It works like it's basically like Raphael's size from the Turtles.
Yeah.
But it's them on electric whips, so you can use it like the DMC push and pull thing or Bayonetta's whip, but it's also a like electric side that changes level. It's just a fucking amazing. It's the type of thing you're like, I can't believe. Of course, should be in one of these types of games. This is genius, but you can see exactly where it came from, like the genesis of this weapon. And those secondary weapons have loads of depth to them once you start getting your head around them.
Yeah, because I saw that and it was like a ridiculous price. I was like, should I go? Because I'm still enjoying the swordplay, obviously.
Yeah.
But I did think, should I take a punt on that? I will do it at some point for definite when I next put it on properly. One thing I love is that the old guy, when you're sort of dealing with the old scientist guy, whenever you die, he says, what the fuck's the guy? Raiden, isn't it? He says, Raiden, you were supposed to be stronger than this. It's like, I'm dead. You're fucking giving me grief. You were supposed to be stronger than this. It's like, all right, don't fucking grief me when I'm dead, you fucking maggot.
Yeah, you were supposed to be stronger.
Yeah, I know.
Sort it out.
Yeah, but he could have been a little bit nicer about it.
I like the team. The whole team behind you. Don't really understand what they do or why they're there, but they seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, and there's loads of cool gags and references and classic Platinum stuff in there as well, which is always good for dweebs like us. Yeah. So, I guess that's it. Get Revengeance, get it in. Don't get Aliens. If you've got Aliens,
if you have an Xbox, get Bleed, or a PC, get Bleed.
Get Bleed. I don't know why I said that. That's it. That's the end of the episode.
My number 0 is...
number 0. Thank you very much for listening. As always, check out the website, thefiniteplaylist.com, and all the podcasts on there. Check out the YouTube channel. Priority, check out the YouTube channel. Loads of cool stuff going on there. Chet's putting tons of stuff up. I've been slacking, my fault, but definitely going to get some videos up for God of War Ascension, which should be... that's out in the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to have a bunch of videos ready for that and hopefully some other stuff beforehand. And follow us on Twitter at John Denton, at Chet Roivas. There's some other things as well. Stitcher, don't forget about Stitcher. Peace out.
Laters.
¿Estás bien?
What you say?
Oh.
Me a Guyanese from Guyana. You speak English?
Yeah, I'm from America. Call me Ryden.
Me name George, like Georgetown.
George.
And just like all damn America president.
Yeah. So what are you doing here?
Me? What the rest of you do here? You lose the map of Ninja Hideout, Ninja Man?
No, I'm looking for bad guys.
Ah, damn skunter research lab.
You know about it?
Me know me now go back. Hey, you're not one of them skunt, nah? Nah, I guess you're alright.